United States Department of Justice reposted a photograph from the recent batch of Jeffrey Epstein files featuring President Donald Trump, stating that no Epstein victims were depicted in the photograph. The Department of Justice had temporarily removed the image for review after the Southern District of New York flagged it in order to protect victims. In a post on X, DOJ stated, and I quote, "The Southern District of New York flagged an image of President Trump for potential further action to protect victims. Out of an abundance of caution, the Department of Justice temporarily removed the image for further review. After the review, it was determined that there is no evidence that any Epstein victims are depicted in the photograph, and it has been reposted without any alteration or redaction." My colleague Aditya Vadhavan joins us for more on this. Aditya, we are now seeing that the DOJ has reposted these photos of Trump from the Epstein files.
Well, absolutely, Medha, I see, there have been reports circulating across the social media and also in public domain that, there could be there could be photos of US President Donald Trump as well as these Epstein files are concerned. However, now after the Department of Justice has, removed these photos because, keeping in mind the identity of the victims, these have been removed and it will be put in place, after further review. So indeed, at this juncture, the Department of Justice is also taking all full precautions that whether, when to release the pictures of the victims, the further pictures related to the Epstein files, because in the press briefings already also we have seen how nervous has been US President Donald Trump, considering the fact that whenever he has been posed questions pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, he has somehow he's tried to avoid questions from the press. So indeed, at this juncture, it needs to be seen, what pictures after after how long after the due process of the verification and review, one will the further pictures of pertaining to the Epstein files will be released by the US Department of Justice. So indeed, at this juncture, it needs to be seen how things unfold going forward in this scenario. Considering the fact it's a very a delicate concern. It's a very serious matter that has happened, that has come to fore. So indeed, it needs to be seen from here on, Medha, how things unfold going forward in this scenario. Back to you.
No, but if there was no evidence of Epstein's victims in these images, why was it flagged and taken down in the first place?
Well, Medha, like there are certain concerns, because due to the victims, due to the photos of the victims, and possibly the presence of, the presence of the picture of US President Donald Trump, these photos have been taken down for further verification. Because let us just put this into perspective that these Epstein files have been released after a long pressure, because the Trump administration was not willing to release the files, files pertaining to Epstein files. However, after much of a public scrutiny and some pressure from outside, the Trump administration was forced to release these pictures related to Epstein files, where Andrew and even former US President Bill Clinton's photo also surfaced, and Michael Jackson's photos was also surfaced. So indeed, at this juncture, all this matter is now further making President Trump nervous to some extent, because